Hey everybody, how's it going? Stadman coming right back at you, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some Blu-rays that I got from Amazon and Best Buy. Don't usually make a Best Buy order, but they had some halfway decent deals, and I'm very close to getting enough points to get like a $5 off coupon thing from them, so I was like, oh, whatever. I've been trying to find something to buy there that wasn't ridiculously priced for a while now, and it's always been like, well, I do want this and this is a good price, but it's only one thing and it's like $5.99 or something like that, and you need like 30 bucks or 35 bucks or something like that in order to get the free shipping. So yeah, it's been I wouldn't say like a trial per se, it's just been difficult trying to find something, because quite frankly I've been trying to find something, well, since the last time that I got something from Best Buy, which may in fact have been Black Friday last year. It's been completely dry for the most part. So yeah, that said, I did find a few things and decided to pick them up, mostly so that I could get my $5 off coupon eventually, but also because they were a pretty good deal and I wanted to get them. So anyways, a majority of these are horror movies, but there are some like sci-fi and comic book stuff mixed in as well. I'm going to start things off with the Amazon pickups I made here. Finally got another Amazon gift card from Amazon Associates. So basically when you click the links in the description below that take you to Amazon, if you buy anything through those links, doesn't have to be what I link to, but if you buy anything from those links, I will get a small, minuscule percentage of a kickback for like linking you to Amazon basically. And over time it adds up, and I was able to get a $15 gift card, which literally took me a few months to get basically. $15 gift card, which I ended up using on two things. The first thing I got was Happy Death Day on Blu-ray. Been meaning to watch this for quite a while. My brother took his nieces to go and see it last year at the theater. I didn't have the opportunity to go see it at the theater. I was too busy with work and other stuff and just, didn't have the chance. But when they saw it, they said it was really good. They thought that some of the aspects of it were kind of funny. They enjoyed the whole Groundhog Day-esque-ness of it. And the way they talked about it just made me want to see it even more. That said, they don't typically like the same kind of horror movies I do, so whenever they say movies in general, they don't like the same kind of movies in general that I do. So whenever they say that they like something, I typically take it with a grain of salt, thinking, well, maybe I'll like it, but maybe I won't. In this case, I was willing to take the chance because, well, it sounded like they were really interested in it. They really liked it. So went ahead and picked this up. It was like 13 bucks new, but of course because of the gift card I got it for free, which is a very nice price to pay. And gotta say, very good movie. Did enjoy it quite a lot. I love what they did with this concept. For like the first hour and a half of it, really, it's like it's like a 90-minute movie as it is, right? But you know what I'm saying. For like the first 3/4 of the movie, it was very much almost predictable. It was just like, okay, you can almost tell what's going to happen next. You've got all these ideas in mind of like, oh, maybe it's this person, or maybe it's this person, or maybe it's this person. And you're just like, God, I hope they don't cop out. And then for a little while there, it seemed like they were going to go with the bland, predictable ending, and they didn't. So I was very, very happy with that, because it was just like, oh, thank God. Thank God they veered away at the last second. Oh, fuck. So, very good stuff. Happy to have this in my collection. Very much enjoyed it. So, yeah. I did not end up watching the alternate ending yet. I will save that for a future viewing. But yes, very good stuff. I like to do that sometimes, the alternate ending. If they have an alternate ending, I'll be like, you know what? I want to watch the theatrical original version first, and then the next time I view it, I'll know that it's going to be kind of fresh for me, because at least the ending is going to be something I haven't seen yet. So, pretty cool stuff. Very happy with that pickup right there. Next up, with the gift card, I didn't have quite enough left over to get another full Blu-ray, but I used the rest of it to get basically like $3 off of Batman Under the Red Hood, which is, by all accounts, one of, if not the best animated Batman film ever made. I mean, in my opinion, I've seen it. I did think it was one of the best I'd ever seen. I do think it's a very excellent Batman animated film. That said, there's also Mask of the Phantasm and, you know, stuff like that. So it's hard to say it's like the best. But, yeah, I did very much enjoy it, and so I've been wanting to have it in my collection for quite a while now. Just never got around to it, even though it's been affordable for quite some time. And then, you know, was looking for something kind of cheap to add on with the gift card, and this is a very affordable film. This is a very affordable Blu-ray to pick up. And, of course, another addition to it, a nice addition, is that all these DC animated movies also include additional cartoons and whatnot. This one has an exclusive Jonah Hex short, as you can see. I believe it has a bunch of other special features, and Bruce Timm presents 4 Batman animated series episodes. So, yeah, bunch of pretty cool stuff right here, if you ask me. Of course, like I just said, that 4 Batman the Animated Series episodes, well, I guess I gotta mention it. Yes, they are putting out the full series of Batman the Animated Series on Blu-ray. If you haven't heard, well, now you know. It's coming to Blu-ray. And the price right now is sitting about $100. But not a bad price, really, if we're being fair, because, you know, you're getting a high-def quality print of Batman the Animated Series, which is arguably the best Batman has ever existed, either in animated form or in any other form. I mean, a lot of people would say that's what they think of when they think of Batman, and I can't disagree. I think it was probably the best Batman has ever been. So, yes, very cool stuff, and I'm very glad to have this finally. Under the Red Hood, great film. Now, when it comes to Best Buy, there was one movie in particular that I wanted to pick up, and it was $5.99, and I was concerned because I was like, oh crap, I don't think that's going to be enough to get the free shipping. I think they may have changed that on Best Buy. I may be wrong, but I know my total came under $35, and they still gave me free shipping, so I don't know. But I'm going to start this off with the one title that I did want to get from them because, well, I didn't see any price matches of it, and it was a movie that I've been wanting in my collection for a while now, and that was Train to Busan. This is a fantastic horror movie from South Korea, and absolutely love it. Of course, it's, I guess, in some parts a little cheesy, but it's my kind of movie, if you will. I loved this movie. It was so freaking good. There are a lot of movies coming out of South Korea right now that are just fantastic. I mean, just in the past 10 or 15 years, there's just been so many great movies coming out of South Korea. And this was one of them. And this is a great horror movie in particular. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's basically zombies on a train. If you want to break it down to the most bare tax there, it's zombies on a train. But the way they do the zombies is really cool. The story is pretty interesting. Maybe it's not perfect. Maybe it's not amazing, but it works. It works for what it is, and I really enjoyed this one. But, South Korean films being what they are, sometimes they're pretty hard to find for a halfway decent price. This one has been at a pretty high price for a while now. Definitely hard to find for less than $10. So the fact that it went down to $6, $5.99 from Best Buy, I was just elated. I was just like, oh my god, I have to get this. I have to get this while it's still cheap. So that's exactly what I did. I got Train to Busan, and I found out in the process apparently that they don't have the you must pay $35 to get free shipping thing anymore. I don't know what the deal was there. Maybe they do, and there was something else going on. I don't know. Whatever the case is, I was finally able to get free shipping for this and not have to pay outrageous amounts of money for shipping. Yay! And when it comes to like, why wouldn't you just go to Best Buy? You don't understand. I don't live near a Best Buy anymore. I can't just stroll down the road and go to Best Buy anymore. It's a ways away now. So making a trip to Best Buy isn't necessarily as quick and easy as it used to be. I would much prefer to order online with them at this point just because of how far away they are now. But anyways, I digress. One of the other movies that I'd had my eye on for a month or so was a movie I know somebody is going to look at and say, you really got that? I can't believe you got that. Well, I did, because I watched it and I liked it, so I have it now. And that movie is Independence Day Resurgence. Yes, before you all just like unsubscribe immediately and just write all the worst comments ever, let me explain, alright? For the same reasons that I love things like Starship Troopers, I loved Independence Day Resurgence. Was it technically good? No. Technically, it's a terrible film. Anybody can see that. It's obvious. But if you're a fan of cheese, and you're a fan of cheese done right, I think there's gold here. Personally, I thought this was freaking golden stuff. It reminded me of all the great sci-fi cheese from the 50s and the 60s and stuff like that. All that stuff that, it's campy, it's fun, it'll make you laugh sometimes, but, the whole message of the other trying to come and get us, you know what I mean? The whole watch out for the commies aspect of science fiction and B movies back in the day is just present all over the place here. And it was definitely like they were trying to make it present. That's what they were trying to do with the original film as well. But the original film became more of a blockbuster with all these notable huge names attached, and because of that they had to make it more of a, it's still not necessarily a serious sci-fi movie, but they had to make it more like Jurassic Park, if you will, where it appealed to all audiences. This one, they definitely bungled in that it was also supposed to appeal to a mass audience, but the reality, it just doesn't. This does not appeal to a mass audience. I can totally understand that. I can totally see how that's the case. But if you're like me and you like B movies from the 50s and campy, cheesy sci-fi movies from that time, from that era, then chances are you're going to like some aspects of this, and I definitely did. In fact, at the end of the movie, I found myself saying, damn it, I want to see where this goes. And I was really upset because I knew, this bombed really hard. There's no way in a million years I'm ever going to see what happens next. So it's just like, curses! It feels like if they hadn't spent so much money on it, if they hadn't gotten so many, stars to act in it, if they hadn't tried to make it a major Hollywood motion picture blockbuster, if this is a $30 million movie here, it probably would have made more than its money back. Maybe people wouldn't have liked it, but it probably would have made a significant amount of change in the box office. Not a lot, but enough to warrant having made it in the first place, and then we would have been able to see another freaking movie. But it wouldn't have been what people wanted. No matter what you do, if you're going to go the campy, cheesy route, that's not what people want from Independence Day, even though that's technically its basis. That's where it came from. That's what it's referencing. But yeah, very much enjoyed this movie, even though everybody else hated it. I would say I give it a 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5, just because it's my kind of cheesy, campy movie. Everybody else will be, there's a lot of people I'm sure just leaving comments like, can't believe you like that crap, but I think I've explained myself enough. Now, speaking of cheesy, campy movies, let's show you the next thing I picked up here. This one is one I wasn't sure I was ever going to buy because I've never been a huge fan of this franchise, but you know, I went and rewatched some of the first few movies. I realized I never actually got around to the last few, and I still need to watch those. So I just was like, you know what? Maybe I should get this because, you know, got all the movies in one set, and they're all in high definition with varying degrees of quality of the transfer. And, you know, some of them are actually pretty memorable, and they're all really important to horror history, so I did it. For $20, I picked up the Friday the 13th 8-movie collection. I know some of you will be like, well, why didn't you get the Mega Ultra Special Edition version of this that when it first came out? I think I just explained. I've never been a huge fan of these movies. But, you know, recognizing their importance to horror history, recognizing that I'll probably watch them again at some point, I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get this, especially since I still need to watch, I believe, 6 through 8. I don't think I've seen 6 through 8 yet. I still need to get the Nightmare on Elm Street collection as well. But quite frankly, I'm also waiting for that one to drop to a price point such as this, where this was $20. $20 for 8 movies. That's a very good deal if you ask me. I mean, at that point, you're essentially paying $2.50 per movie on Blu-ray. That's fantastic if you ask me. But pretty good stuff here. I'm happy with the price point that I got it for because, again, just not my favorite horror movies, but I still enjoy them to a certain degree. I would say most of them are like 5 out of 10s or 6 out of 10s for me. But, you know, there are a few that are like 7, maybe even 8 out of 10. So, because of that, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I gotta have this in my collection, if only because I will want to watch some of them again. I know like the third and the fourth one are the ones that I like the most. A lot of people will say those are terrible. But no, I like them. What can I say? I like them. With that being said, that was that. That's the last thing I got from Best Buy. So, in total, I picked up 5 Blu-rays this week. As you can see, got the horror here, got horror here, and horror here. Sci-fi here, and comic book here. So, mostly horror stuff here from Amazon and Best Buy. Pretty good stuff if you ask me. I mean, most of it's, I'm not gonna lie, this is cheesy stuff, obviously. Cheesy, campy. I mean, you got Camp Crystal Lake in there, right? Camp is in the name. And then cheesy, campy, and then I guess like in some ways sort of cheesy, sort of campy. This one definitely has a cheese factor. And then, last but not least, pure brilliance. So it doesn't fit in with the others, but whatever. That'll do it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Peace.